Welcome to Chapel Rose Park. It's wonderful to have you here. Today is our very last chapel time together as a Rose Park community. I want to thank you, students, families, for your patience and your persistence in sticking with your learning these past few weeks and months. I know that it has not been easy. It has been encouraging, though, to see the learning that's going between students and teachers and students, and I thank you for sticking with it. Sixth graders, this is your last time to worship with us, your Rose Park family. And we have a variety of staff members, preschool through sixth grade, who have very specific blessings and prayers over each one of you that we'll hear from in just a moment. Something was once shared with me that sixth graders, it made me think of you. And I hope that you find something meaningful that you might carry with you into the future at the middle school and beyond. So I have a few things here with me. This basketball. You put this basketball in my hands and it's probably worth maybe 15 bucks. If we put this basketball in the hands of LeBron James, it's probably worth about 30 or 40 million. It depends on whose hands it's in. This football. If we put this football in my hands, it's probably worth like 10 or 11 bucks. You put this football in the hands of Kirk Cousins. Now it's probably worth about 50 or 60 million dollars. You see, it depends on whose hands it's in. If we put this golf club in my hands, it's probably worth, maybe 40 bucks. If you put this golf club in Tiger Woods' hands, now it's probably worth about $50 million. It depends on whose hands it's in. If I had a stick or a rod in my hands, I might be able to protect myself from a wild animal. You put a rod in Moses' hands, and he is able to part the Red Sea. If you put a slingshot in my hands, it's really just a toy. If you put a slingshot in the hands of King David, he can slay a giant. You see, it depends on whose hands it's in. If I had 2 fish and 5 loaves, I might be able to feed my family. If you put 2 fish and 5 loaves in Jesus' hands, he can feed thousands. If you give me a couple of nails, put them in my hands, I might be able to fasten some boards for you. But if you put a couple of nails in Jesus' hands, Jesus is able to offer salvation for those who love and trust him. Sixth graders, if you put your worries and cares and things that stress you out in your own hands, that's all they'll ever be. But if you put your worries and your cares and the things that stress you out, both now and forevermore, in God's hands, God promises to see you through. Sixth graders, fifth graders, and all of our Rose Park kids, my prayer for you is that you would always remember to put your life in God's hands, because God will do powerful, transformational things with your life when you place it in God's hands rather than in your own. Now, sixth graders, we have a lot of people who wanted to share with you the ways, just scratching the surface of the ways that you have blessed and transformed lives. So take a listen to some of these special memories and blessings shared from people who love you.
Ben, what a privilege it was to be your kindergarten teacher. I remember in kindergarten your heart when someone would need something, whether it was an encouragement or just someone to play with, you were there. This year I had a front row seat to watching it happen again as you were a buddy to some of my kindergartners. Your heart is amazing. The kindness that you lavish on everyone is such a gift. Thank you for that so much, buddy. I have a verse I want to share with you. It's Matthew 5, verse 16. Let your light shine before others. And when I read that verse, Ben, I thought, Ben does that beautifully. And I know you're going to continue to do that as you move on to the middle school. I wish you all the best, Ben. You're a gift. You are loved deeply, and we're going to miss you at Rose Park, but wish you all the best.
Caroline, you were one of the students that actually got my sense of humor and laughed at my jokes. Thanks. I also fondly remember your willingness to pray aloud for others in class. Keep doing that. Keep having a heart for others, and God will continue to work in you and through you as you move on to middle school.
Hi Lily, our classroom has been really blessed this year by your caring, compassionate, and nurturing spirit. You have a gift for seeing the needs of other people and working towards helping them. So thank you for being a helper. Thank you for allowing our classmates to feel listened to, heard, and valued. Our class has been really blessed to have you this year.
Akira Kreithoff. It is a joy to have you as a student. I love your quiet determination. It's filled with humility, even though you're very talented and gifted in art. You always strive for excellence on each assignment, and it's thoughtfully done. Well done. My verse for you is Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not human masters. Blessings to you, Akira.
Cadence, I remember how talented you are, and being able to watch you at a gymnastics competition. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Keep growing close to God and developing your gifts and talents.
Sam Hoagland, when I remember you from second grade is that you had a strong talent for math and you loved solving math challenges. I pray that as you go to middle school, you will continue to seek God's will in your life, and that you will follow Him, and that you will use the gifts that He has given to you. You'll be missed.
Grace Giddings, I'm so grateful that God timed your transition to Rose Park just in time that you could come in person before we had to go home to do our learning distantly and remotely. One of my favorite memories, Grace, was walking down the hallway. Do you remember on your visit? It was your mom and you and me. And when we turned the corner to the left toward the 6th grade wing, we saw students peeking out of their classrooms. They looked up from the work they were doing in the hallway and just came running down the hallway to greet you. Grace, you make people feel welcome. And God has blessed you with the ability to be a people connector. My prayer for you, Grace, is that you would be able to use that gift in the middle school next year, and that you'd be able to be there in person so that you can use your people abilities to help other students feel connected and make lasting, authentic friendships in which God is glorified in the gifts that He's blessed you with. Grace, I'm so grateful to have at least gotten to know you a little in this last semester at Rose Park. Blessings to you this summer and in your future.
Jade, I think my favorite memory of you was when your class was running the mile and how encouraging you were to your classmates. Running came easily for you, but you knew it didn't for everyone, and you ran right along with your classmates and you cheered them on. I've learned so much from you. Thanks for being a good example of what a Christ follower is.
Parker, I remember in 5th grade that you would always smile and say good morning. And I just really appreciated that and seeing that in the morning when I was there. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 says, "Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." I pray that you will continue to try to live with a heart for Jesus as you enter middle school.
Olivia Zweers, when I think back in second grade, I remember you as a gifted writer. You also loved to read in second grade. I hope you still are using those gifts. Olivia, I pray that you will seek God in all that you do, and remember that He will guide your steps. Best wishes as you go to middle school.
Anna Gilmore, as you begin a new chapter in your life story, may grace and peace be yours in abundance through the knowledge of God and of Jesus our Lord. 2 Peter 1, verse 2.
Brooklyn, I am so proud of the young lady that you are becoming. I had you in 2nd grade, and I remember your beautiful smile, the dedication that you had in all of your schoolwork. Continue to seek God daily. He will use you in many mighty ways.
Claudia, I'm so pleased to have been your art teacher. You have the gift of determination and joy spreader. You often come to class with a beautiful smile and you light up a room. I'm so proud of you. This year you really showed grit when you worked on your self-portrait. You put in extra time and you worked independently without any encouragement from others. You wanted it right. Great job. Your verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Hi Matthew, I'm so glad that I was able to get to know you this year. You're always happy and always had a smile on your face. I loved hearing the stories about you and your family. I appreciate the hard work you put into our math groups. I hope and pray that you have a great summer and even a better year in 7th grade. Keep up the great work. You will do awesome things.
Sawyer, Skipper, I'm so proud of you. You are such a kind guy. You are a good friend to all. You want to do your best. You work hard. You are full of empathy. You're great with animals too. Sawyer, I'm so proud of you. God has really, really good plans for you. Well done, Sawyer.
Caitlin, I'll miss seeing your face every day in the halls at Rose Park. The verse that I chose for you comes from Psalms. Psalms 139 verse 5 says, I look behind me and you're there. Then up ahead and you're there too. Your reassuring presence coming and going. God goes with you into middle school. So, rock it, girl.
Luke, you've got so much energy and a real zest for life. There was never a dull moment having you in 5th grade. You also happen to have a pretty big heart. I know that I'm going to miss hearing you at Rose Park next year. I pray that God blesses you as you move on to middle school.
Brody, what a gift it was to be your kindergarten teacher. The thinking that I remember watching you do was so amazing. God has great, great, great plans for you, bud. As you move on to the middle school, I want to share a verse with you. It's Ephesians 3 verse 20. God has more in store for you than you can imagine. He has and will continue to use you in big ways, bud. And what a privilege it was to be your teacher. I wish you all of the best as you move on to the middle school. You are loved, buddy, deeply.
Nathan, I'm going to so miss having you in our building. You are so talented. You are very gifted in many areas. And I just know you are going to do great things in God's kingdom. Don't forget us here at Rose Park.
Simon, I am so proud of your growth and maturity this year and the leadership that you have shown with your class. I can't wait to see what God has in store for you in the middle school. Blessings.
Hi Sydney, you are so sweet and kind, and that is one thing I will never forget about you. I am so glad that I was able to work with you. You were always so willing to help other group members, and I loved that about you. Thank you for all your hard work. I pray that you have an amazing year in 7th grade.
Austin, I want to say thank you for being my student for the last 2 years. You have brought me so much joy and laughter. You have a way of telling stories and sharing jokes that is just unbelievable. I know other people in our class would say the same thing on how lucky we are to have you in our class. I hope you have a great summer, and I'll see you next year in the middle school.
Dane Kalk, I love your curiosity. I still remember the days when you were much younger and you would say, look, Mrs. Luce, and you would show me the discoveries of mixing paint or trying out a new supply. You're a lot older now, but I still see that curiosity and drive in your learning. That's a gift. I hope it never fades. A verse I have chosen for you is as follows. Comes from Colossians 3:16. Let the love of Christ dwell in you richly.
Bodie Evenhouse. I'm the lucky one that gets to say something about you. Bodie, I love your smile. I love your enthusiasm. I love when you would come into the office and you would say, hi, Mrs. Chase, how are you today? And the thing about you asking me that question is it was genuine and sincere, and that's so awesome. I love your compassionate heart. I can tell that you love Jesus because of how you treat other people. You're an amazing friend. And boy, are we going to miss you at Rose Park, Bodie. And we know that you are going to have a great future. God's got big plans for you and that big, kind heart of yours. Good luck to you as you go on to the middle school. We love you.
Bennett, I loved being your 4th grade teacher. I remember what a good listener and a hard worker you were. You were so careful and calculated in your work. I enjoyed your skill and your creativity with art. God gave you a special gift for that. And you were also a very kind and inclusive friend to others. You're a great kid, Bennett. I know God has big plans for your future. Best wishes in middle school next year. You are a valued son of the King.
Brighton Walcott, I'm so proud of you. You are a natural leader. You look for ways to include others. You make sure that people fit in and are welcomed. Brighton, you have some really neat qualities. I saw how you accept responsibility this year, especially with Ian. Brighton, God has really good plans for you. I can't wait to see what's next for you. Well done, Brighton.
Hi, Evan. You are a really great example of what it looks like to love the Lord our God with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your mind, and all of your strength. Whatever you do it diligently, and you give your very, very best. So thank you for the example that you are to us of what it looks like to truly love and serve the Lord with all that we are, and keep up the great work.
Striker, wow, have you grown. You are so poised and mature. I loved being your 4th grade teacher. I was so proud of you when you took home the bronze medal for your SNAMIC design in the Michigan Design Challenge. I was honored when you came to deliver your birthday treat to me, even though I wasn't your teacher anymore. What a loving thing to do. I know God has big plans for your future, and I'm so excited to watch those unfold. You are a beautiful daughter of the King.
Nathan, thank you for the great year that you had in PEN and choir. Just the fact that you taught yourself how to play the piano from YouTube is great. Keep it up. Blessings to you in the middle school.
Hey, Sophie, I am so lucky to be your teacher this year and last year. You are so funny and joyful in ways that I really appreciate. You are a great listener and a great student. You're friendly to other people. I just really appreciate who you've been for the last 2 years here. I know Rose Park will miss you, and I hope you have a great summer. I'll see you in the middle school.
Hi, Aiden. This is Mrs. Van Persum. I remember you as a kindergartner and 1st grader, and then I got to know you again as a 6th grader when you signed up to be part of the peer support group that worked on coming up with ways to make Rose Park a more inclusive environment. I love the discussion that we had, the ideas that you had, and the plans that we were able to make. I just wish you God's blessing as you go on to middle school. I hope you have a great year and that you love being in middle school. God bless.
Avery, as I think of you and your journey here at Rose Park, I just am blessed that I was able to be part of your journey, the beginning of your journey with preschool. And when I think of you, Avery, I think of the word confidence. You radiate confidence. And just from your interactions with your friends, interactions with other teachers, You are a gift, and that confidence is going to take you so far in life. And I wanted to share a picture because I loved looking back and thinking about your journey. And this was our preschool graduation. And so you started your journey here with preschool, and now you are moving on to middle school next year. And wow, what a blessing it has been for me to see you grow and develop and learn more about the world that God has created. So be blessed, Avery. Keep shining that confidence because it is going to take you far in life. And always remember to be good, to be kind, and to be happy.
Hi, Oliver. You are such a great example of what a servant leader looks like. You have a really gentle, kind sort of leadership. You're a positive example to other people, and other people look up to you and they notice you because you're trustworthy, loyal, and you're welcoming to other people. So thank you for the ways that you have added to our classroom community by being a gentle leader this year.
Persephone, the growth you have had the last couple of years has been great, and this year to see how you've excelled with your running and how much you care, thank you very much, and have a great next year in the middle school. Blessings to you.
Damien, one of my first memories of you is you bravely volunteering to help in Spanish class. Thanks for always having a go-getter attitude and for your kindness and generosity to others. You will be missed.
And now, 6th graders, 5th graders, as you launch into the middle school, all of Rose Park community, as we go now into the summer months, our prayer is that the Lord would bless you and keep you, that He would turn His face towards you and smile upon you, and that the Lord would offer you His grace and peace, both now and forevermore. Amen.
Life in me. I am shaped from the heart. join me and sing along to Jesus Strong and Kind. Jesus said that if I fear, I should come to him. No one else can be my shield. I should come to him. Jesus said that if I thirst, I should come to him. No one else can satisfy. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We should always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said that if I'm weak, I should come to him. No one else can be my strength. I should come to him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We should always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Best verse of all. Jesus said, if I